Today sucked. I couldn't sleep very much yesterday. Had a text fight with my uncle, and I spent most of the day in bed, thinking and reflecting and trying to listen to my thoughts more than anything else. There's that dissonance that occurs inside one's head when faced with unintended or unthought of possibilities, that things you never thought would happen. I never thought that I would have a breakdown, because of stress and other factors. I never thought that things that have happened before, like one of my favorite cars, my Bug-Eye, breaking down in the middle of Northern Ontario and having to drive it across Canada on 3 cylinders and a liter of oil every 100 kilometers for it to die in front of the Wawa OPP station. I never thought that I would have to cut my uncle out from my inner circle, or one of my best friends, or pieces of my life, in order to survive. I never thought that I would be treated differently because of my life choices and because of who and what I am and what I represent as a heterosexual white man with Christian beliefs. I never thought that I would be taken advantage of because of my better nature. And I never thought that I would become disillusioned with so many things. I didn't want to be found for the longest time. Because of seeing where the culture was going from before the turn of the century, like as a very young man, and having access to the internet as a very young man. So okay, in 1997 or 96, I would have been 8 or 9 years old. So I was born in 1986. So, and I've said this in other videos, I've been in front of a computer since the early 90s, when I was 5 or 6 years old. And there are many more out there just like me. I never thought that I would become a victim of circumstance or of assault or bullying or rumors. I never thought that people would be jealous of my skills and that they would talk and speak rumors into existence behind my back. I never thought that human behavior was so terrible. You know, you want to see the good in each other. I think of Feist, you know, a good man and a good woman bring out the worst in each other, the bad in each other. I've been influenced by so much Canadian art and artists. So now this is my cross to bear as someone on the internet, another talking head. I wasn't always good at art. I really wasn't. I look at my nephew now, and he's where I was. You know, like a lot of other children start with art. Not quite stick drawings, not quite three-dimensional, but still representational. Not chicken scratch, but with some proportion and figure. Now, I never thought that I'd be rejected by every art school that I applied to in Canada. I never thought that I would fail at Trent University and get an academic suspension. And as of this moment, and as I checked in the fall, I was not able to complete the process because of a $50 fee, and I didn't have the money to re-enroll and finish my degree because I don't like loose ends. I really don't. I prefer closure, and it's like an open, festering wound of my psyche that I just can't move on from. And my unfinished business affairs with the Air Force, and all the things that I could have been in those life choices, and then choosing to say no and then do things my way because I could just see the resistance that would happen thereafter. I didn't feel support. I didn't feel community anymore. I didn't feel the unit mentality. I didn't think I would ever get rejected for financial reasons by a recruiter and being told basically that I was a security risk, even though I'd been in the industry and had training years in advance. You know, so many doors closed in my life and so many windows shut on my fingers. I don't think of myself as a motivational speaker. I'm not right all the time. I'm really not. I'm trying to remain humble as best I can. And you know, this painting that I have beside me was a learning experience, and originally, you know, originally a failure. But then you have to pick up the pieces and start over again. And I've been doing that for years now. I've been picking up the pieces and starting over every single time I have to go to a new contract. Because other people don't seem to understand that I don't work all the time. I don't make $90,000 a year. I've never broken above $40,000 in a year. Not ever. I've never had access or been granted social assistance. I don't have a dental plan. I don't have health insurance. I don't even have a working car at this very moment in time. This being a half hour to midnight before Canada Day. I've been working since I was a child. And there's so many listening blockers out there. There's so many people out there that want to fill your head with lies. They want to control you. They want to see you harm yourself. They want to manipulate you. They want to see you go away. So the name of this painting is Sound is Selective. And, the in-process pictures are on my DeviantArt. That time capsule that it is. So I'm going to put this up. And it's going to freak some people out because, the one-eye imagery to a lot of people is synonymous with masonry. But I didn't even know about masonry or anything like that, being a naive, happy-go-lucky Christian kid with, a rebellious streak. And a penchant for entertainment or humor. And okay, I'm going to turn the light on and we'll have a look at this. Don't worry, it's okay. This painting was finished in, I can't read it, 2008 or 2009. And here it is. So I'm going to put this on the wall and I'm going to bring you over so you can see it for what it is. Because not everything we hear is what we think it is. And not everything we see is what we think it is. Perception can be distorted by many different things. So what inspired this? I'm not really sure. Some of it was a bit of portraiture, obviously having myself as a figure and a reflection in the mirror. But this guy here, again, we'll look at the details. It looks like a mess because it is a mess. Art is not about your successes. Neither is life. That old trope. Uh, it's about what you do after your failures, and I've been set up to fail many times. I don't like it, but there's a lot of things that are outside of our control in life because of stupid fucking people. Now you might ask me, because there's always that question: do you hear voices? No, I don't hear voices. I hear my inner voice, and I listen so much more than I speak. This is part of the reason why I have to make an effort, especially as an introverted person, primarily introverted. Fireworks going off in the background. And with a high degree of perception comes the price of executive analysis to the point of insecurity. I was talking to a friend recently about this a couple of days ago. Hyper analytical, not being able to just take it for what it is. I put that painting in my bathroom. And honestly, the best place for a painting usually is a bathroom. Hilarious, as funny and as weird as that sounds, or like in front of a staircase or something like that, where you're forced to look at it. That's why they put advertisements in front of urinals and toilets, because you have to look at it. What more can I say about that? I'm not saying put my art in bathrooms and in front of urinals and in front of toilets. I'd rather not. I'd rather have my art in galleries, as was my original intention, and museums. One of my original aspirations when I was thinking about the long road that would take for me to become an epic oil painter by historical standards, not just contemporary. Try and measure up to the masters of every era that I could get an understanding of. And some days I feel like I've achieved that, a master in my own time. Other days I don't, because the most masculine thing that you could do is admit your vulnerabilities and your failures and your inadequacies, so that you can get over them. And that painting's more than 10 years old, and I think I might have shown in one of the other videos my very first paintings. I got two of them in here, or they're on my Instagram. So I'm going to show them to you again here. I took 2 years of art classes in in 2000, well, 2003, 2004, something like that. And this one's Patrol in Kabul. This one here. Okay. Now it's kind of awkward because of having to paint the flak vest and the cat pat, and then the tone of his skin, right? A gray, brown, green nightmare, and then you look at the C7, oh actually, or M4 with the light on it. You know, the next one, has to do with, it used to be a love of cars. This one was done at my grandmother's in Wyerton. Better days with the relationship with my uncle, and it doesn't quite look right, but you got to start somewhere, and this is it. So of course that was done fat over lean, learning how to do it without a drawing underneath really, and using thinner. I don't use thinners most of the time now, and obviously you see the big difference between 2004 and 2022 right there. So it's really insulting to me when people say to me, you don't know what it is to work for 20 years. I've been working my entire life to become something. And it's not over yet. Thanks for watching. Sound is selective.